psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for ramming speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Bone, your shoulder bone connected to you. Neck bone, your neck bone connected to you. Head bone, now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take a base of action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Man, it has been a stream fraught with technical difficulties thus far. Firstly, I saw time was running late before streams. I was watching Constellation, which I'm really enjoying. It gets better every episode. Man, good mystery, right? Good mystery. Like Numi Rapace. She's weird. I like her, right? Is she shaggable? I don't know. Is she I mean, I imagine that she's a bit weird in bed, right? She's a bit like, just, like inventive with, but you imagine that with Gillian Anderson as well, but with her it's just a lot sexier. Like with Numi Rapace, it's more, I will be dressing as a plastic duck. I'm like, what? That weird European thing. So I was watching that, right? Which I'm really enjoying. And I was like, okay, let's finish the episode. Then, bloody Whitey gave me a heart attack earlier today. Made a bid for freedom when I came home from walking the dog, Daisy. Right? Zip out the door. I was like, hey, no. And then Whitey didn't really know what to do either, right? I was like, so I was like, can I pick you up? She said, no, I'll go around here. And I go around, then I picked her up. She basically didn't pick her up and bring her in. I think she was a bit freaked out as well. Right? So I brought her in. But man, I was freaked out. Oh, I mean, like, I really like the cat. I had to tell you. Now, then I've been racked with guilt. Like, am I keeping the cat prisoner? Oh, mate, it's not easy being me. Let me tell you. The things I'm racked with guilt over, many and varied they are. Oh, I'm like a Jewish mother. Although my wife is such a Jewish mother. She can, like, project guilt at 20 paces. She's very good at that. Especially the kids. God bless. So anyway, what was I up to? And it was running a bit late, and I was like, okay, there's three things that I need to do, right? Three things I need to do. Need to have a bit of a pee. You're going to make pee. I need to make coffee. Coffee made, baby. Coffee made. Pee done. And I also wanted to pray the evening prayer, right? The evening. No, I didn't have much time to do it in, but I thought I could pull it off. It worked. Now today is the first day of the month of the Dar. It's the second day of the new month, right? New month holiday goes for 2 days for Adar. And also, I believe this is when Ramadan starts. So let's see what happens when these two forces press off against each other. That will be a very interesting story to tell, right? That will tell us exactly where we are with reality. If it tells us anything, right? If it tells us anything, who knows what dares to dream? So then, yeah, fine. So I had just enough time to pray the evening prayer, and I was like about 30 seconds late starting. I'm like, okay, no problem. Twitter wouldn't turn on. Like, what the hell? What the hell? What's up with Twitter? Like, it wouldn't stream to Twitter. I'm like, am I locked out? I went to Twitter. I had to like verify I'm a human. I'm like, really? Now I will agree. Like I was reviewing a video I was going to release, right? And I think I'm not going to because it's just I was shocked how rude I was. Right, I went on a bender about Florence Pugh in the middle of a diatribe about Trump. Right, and I said, "How is she the it girl?" Right, like, how'd you go from Scarlett Johansson to Florence Pugh, like as Black Widow? It just what I mean, like, she's so ordinary. She's like, yeah, I mean, she's more ordinary than Zendaya, which is the most ordinary girl ever, which is why she dresses up as C-3PO, right? More and more, the more and more I look at the world, the more and more it's becoming like Hunger Games. Anyway, and then I went on a bit about, well, you couldn't look, you know, here's how she's a bad substitute or replacement for Scarlett Johansson. You couldn't jerk off to her, you know. I was like, you did be like, and then you start thinking about it, like, oh no, thank you, right? You really would. And she's like, just such a turn off. Well, still, weirdly, right? And this is a really weird thing. Gillian Anderson as Margaret Thatcher, the most anti-sexual woman in existence ever, right? The antithesis of sexuality is still more shackled. Very, very strange, right? Very, very strange. How does Numi Repace fit into that? I don't know. I know, ladies and gentlemen, but like, yeah, for us, I know. So I was like, when the whole thing, when I was quite graphic about it. if you can imagine such a thing. Anyway, good evening, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well, right? I hope everyone's doing well. We actually got a lot to go through, man. I've got a lot to go through, and I've been really. Man, I should open all this stuff up. Look at me. I've been a bad rabbi. So I got the first part of Ian Levine's Dalek invasion, Dalek master plan. It's pretty good. We'll watch a bit of that in a minute, right? That's pretty darn good. There's a few things I want to look at. We go. Let me open this up. Doink. Oh, look at that. Open in one go for once. Oh, I forgot Oscars night. Yeah, we got to go. We got to talk about who's nominated for what. I will give you the correct picks. I mean, the Oscars again. This is a real sign of the decline of Western, the Western civilization as I knew it. Because I used to love Oscars night, right? Oscars night was freaking awesome. I was excited for Oscars night, right? I really genuinely was. But like, you know, like it's not a thing anymore. I can't remember the last time I was excited about anything to do with the Oscars, right? I really can't. It's bizarre how much I can't remember, right? How much, I'm like just not interested, right? 1 second, doink, closing windows left and right, doink. Oh, I gotta look at that article. That looks really fascinating. Somebody's sending a message, but I haven't got the right window. Okay. 1 second. I got to ask a question. I don't know. 1 second. One second. Apparently, I upset somebody, but I don't know who. I don't think today. I wonder who I've upset. Oh, 1 second. I'm getting word in. Something posted on Facebook for What? It's not something that it's my something posted a Facebook thing for my birthday. What is this? Nab Sill. Oh my god, damning review of my film, Sill and the Devil Devil's Season Andor, produced and directed by Keith. I wonder if this negative review put Keith off doing a sequel. So look, mate, I was just being honest. Fuck me, I've got to show you this. Holy crap. That is funny. I said I quite liked it. 1 second. Oh my god. Breaking news. I've enraged Nabil Shaban. Look, if he finds out I'm Jewish, that's going to be, I think that might be a bit too much for him. Facebook. Let's have a look. What did I say in this review? Oh, it's a minute long. We have to watch it. We'll get the review. Fine. Here, let me go. Doink. Okay, I think I'm fine. I got to download this so we can watch this together, right? And we got to find out what he finds offensive about this. So far, I've been quite nice about him. Okay. When did I put this out ages ago? Right, doink video file. Here we go. Okay, this video is called "Happy Birthday to Awesome" in capitals. Doctor Who actor Sill Nabil Shaban. I literally said that. Okay, this looks like I'm being nice to him. Okay.
Happy birthday, Nabil Shaban. 70 years young day. Nabil Shaban, of course, played the character Sill. I would say invented the character Sill with Philip Martin in the mid-80s. He was
I think I'm being very nice so far.
In 85, Inventions on Barrels. Then in 86, well, what do you want to call it? Mind Warp or Trial of the Time Lord parts 5 to 8, I think. I think Mind Warp sounds better. Anyway, we love Sill. Sill's fantastic. Nabil Shaban.
We love Sill. Sill's fantastic.
Shaban's fantastic. If you want to check
Nabil Shaban's fantastic.
Check out a bit more Sill. He actually appeared more than once outside Doctor Who. He was in an independent production called Sill and the Devil's Seas of a Dreador or a Dragon, something along those lines. It's not very good. Avoid it. Avoid that one. Also avoid Mission to Magnus, one of the unmade scripts from season 23. Also absolutely awful. It's embarrassingly bad.
Again, this is my opinion, but this one didn't reflect on Nabil Shaban.
Oh, what is good is Antidote to Oblivion. That's the 6th Doctor and Flip on Big Finish. Go check that one out today.
Okay. What, like, I don't understand. Like, what would you be offended about by that? Oh, this is awesome. I became the news. It's awesome when you become the news, right? Awesome. Where is this? Hang on, I got to close all. So where is it? If I go to, oh, here it is. Okay, fine. Doink. Share. Oh man, this is. I mean, again, breaking news. Rabbi Nabil Shaban Ruck. So, oh my god, a damning review of my film. It wasn't so bad. I said it was. I said you were great over and over again. Right? I kept saying you're great, dude. How rude. Happy birthday, sir. This guy is a jerk. Happy birthday, my favorite fan was beaten. The guy's a total bellhead. What the fuck? I wouldn't take any stock in his words. The film was great. Darling. See, this is why I got a YouTube channel and you don't. Right? I unabashedly love Nabil Shaban, right? I love Nabil Shaban. I love Sill. I think he's great. I think the only redeeming feature of Sill and the Devil, which I fucking paid for, motherfucker. I mean, like, again, I'm a Jew and I paid for it. I think that's quite a visceral reaction. Like, approve of my words. I got to clip this video and post it. But I don't know. It wasn't good. What do you want me to tell you? Thanks for letting me know who he is, and he hasn't just joined one of my groups. Oh no! I'll be removing him right away and blocking him, so he will also be doing the same thing on my Twitter account. He has joined. I have no idea who you are, Alan Seymour. I literally know who idea this person is. You started. Okay, I have no idea who you are, Alan Seymour. With 9 mutual friends. Okay. I never do too much stock in reviews. They're often written by somebody with an accent. Right? It really wasn't. I just said I kept expressing my unabashed love for Nabil Shaban. Right? I said that happened to be crap. Right? You know, why did I say that? Because it happened to be crap. I mean, darling, it really was. Right? And I really wanted to like it. Okay? I really wanted to like it. I'm pretty sure Keith wouldn't let one bad review lead him to cancel production. I never did anything but good reviews of Devil's Seats. Okay, I'm glad you all liked it. I certainly enjoyed it, but there's always one who'll be different. Jessica. Okay, what did I say was anyway controversial? Insane. But like, when was this video even from? That's cray. Did that when this was from? This was a long time ago. How can I tell when this was from? Let's give it a thumbs up, that's for sure. Well, let's see when the first comment was. This is a year ago. Holy crap. man, that's I don't know. Bit sad, isn't it? Any other comments? Whatever. I honestly, I retract nothing. I regret nothing. Genuinely. Was it? Let me just reply to the person who sent me that. Where we go. Massages. There we go. We said voice clip. Thank you for sending me that. That is bonkers. I'm doing a live stream right now. We just watched the video. I was so gushing. I kept saying Nabil Shaban is great, sells great. That happened to be shit. Why did I say it happened to be shit? Because it happened to be shit, darling. Get over it. For goodness sake, it's not my fault it was shit. And then like all the comments. Fuck me. These people are creepy weirdos. Anyway, thank you for letting me know. Never become the story. Well, there you go. That's an exciting way to start. Fine. I'm glad they didn't really say about my really creepy stuff I was doing. Oh yeah, I was getting like straightened up and getting all the things I needed together. Man, I'm all over this bloody shop. Let me put this over here. Doink. Okay, I definitely want to get this article, which looks fascinating. It's said to be by P.D. Rich. Star Trek article. Doink. I'll put this over here. It's Kung Fu fighting. Oh, yeah. And the other thing is, I'm being called on to decide yay or nay for different things for our Shloch Manot. Right? Shloch Manot are little packages of like festive food we give each other on the holiday of Purim. That's in 2 weeks from now. That's why I'm going to be off on Saturday and Sunday, because there's lots of drinking goes on both those times, right? And yeah, it's basically a big piss up. So I keep getting. One sec. That bottle of grape juice, bottle of Coke, same thing. One's cheaper than like the Coke's more expensive. Are we going to get the cinnamon runs? The different candy to add in. So my wife does keep sending me the urgent messages that we must look at. You know, because these are urgent. Yeah, we must. What was our theme this year? I think this is really easy on me. Oh my god! Normally these themes, they're like torturous. I have to do so much work. Oh, we did a good James Bond theme one. Like, so there's this little pamphlet one has when they say grace after meals, which is about it's about 10, 15 paragraphs long. It goes on from quite a bit. So people make these little pamphlets. So I make special ones for the holiday of Purim that are themed to match our theme, right? Whatever it be. So we did a good spy one year, right? That one really worked out well. Yeah, we put this over here. Doink. GBN trying to convince me to pay for them. No. You know, I sometimes I feel bad. I don't pay for Tim Pool, but then mostly I don't. Mostly I don't. A second. My Twitter account been locked again? No, it hasn't. Just let me check. He keeps wanting me to prove I'm a human. I'm like, darling, not so much. Here, 1 second. Forget to check. Let me pull this thing. I think I've got a couple of things I need to pull up. Go over here, down. We got that one. Oh, that's worth looking at. So yeah, fine. We should look at that. Oh man. Okay, fine. I got to go to my bookmarks. There is lots of crazy stuff. We need to go. Oh, maybe I just pull this up. We'll go over it. Hamas rally with a sign saying Hamas are terrorists, and then gets the crap beaten out of him, get the crap beaten out of him, then arrested. Like, man, not his lucky day. Video as Hamas one doink. Here we go. How come it takes longer to download from Twitter than YouTube? That's really bizarre. This was a 2-minute video, and it just like it's going to take a minute to download. It's really weird. Well, if I download from YouTube, it goes zip. That's really crazy, right? That's really crazy. I'm not even sure. Does this have the this is the thing arrested? It is insane. Yeah, and then we'll look at the what the police said about it. Right? It's shocking what the police said about it. Lying little cunts. Oh man! Here's the thing: the really annoying thing about Rishi Sunak is there's so many things he could do so well on right now. Right? He could really actually display a backbone, right, and actually be able to do things. There's like stuff, but he's too much of a pussy. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Is this thing downloaded yet? Where did it go? Like. Let me see. Where did it download? Downloads. Did it not download? Where did it go? Wait, did it go to the download to my desktop? Download to the desktop. That's just annoying. That is annoying. There we go. Okay, so wherever you are on this, are terrorists, right? No, it's mostly peaceful. It's bizarre, right? Nothing has shown the difference in values that this multicultural experiment. Nothing has shown up this multicultural experiment to be an absolute failure. Then these peaceful and like how the Muslim world thinks this is helping anybody, especially them, in any way whatsoever, is beyond me. Like I don't know, like how you think that bullying is the way to go in England. I don't think it is, mate. I don't think it is. I think you might be in for a bit of a shock. Now, this was posted by, was it Lee? What's the name of the guy who got? Is it Lee Harris, the guy who got in trouble for saying that like it looks like Sadiq Khan is being captured by like the radical arm of his base, or something along the radical Islamists. And he's like, no, nonsense. How dare they say that? Well, here's the thing. Look at this policing, right? This guy gets, right? You want to tell me there's not two-tier policing?
Why is there no police yet? Where's the police? Shame on you! Shame on you!
I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is the one that now the police can be tough with one guy on his own, and they just they went just want to grab him and like, hey, let's go back and look at this again. Oh, the internet going down. Here's the thing. If you want to say you're not captured by Islamists, then explain your two-tier policing supporting Islamists, right? I mean, I think that's a reasonable question. If it's ridiculous to say you are captured by Islamists, Sadiq Khan, then explain why you support Islamists and why you silence anybody who points out that the Hamas are terrorists. Yet, your buddies clearly can project from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free across Big Ben. British people just aren't up for this.
Free, free! Free, free! Come on, let's go back. Come on, let's go.
Do we do it from another angle? Like, really, yeah. Look, they're all cheering it. Disgusting. They are, this is just absolutely disgusting. I would love to know what goes through these police heads. Like, what are they thinking? Look at that. Like, for the crime of saying that after terrorists. I just look how useless they all are. Right? So again, if you're not captured by Islamists, why are you using every facet of government to support Islamists? That seems to be a fair question, doesn't it? The only way that wouldn't be a fair question is if you are captured by Islamists and you don't want to mention that you're captured by Islamists because you think people might not like to know the truth, that you are indeed captured by an Islamist. Knob. Right, really? You don't think? Anyway, so then, where is this? They put out, where is this? Here it is. Yeah, they deleted the tweet, so they got rid of the, here we go, doink. Share screen. Share screen. Someone's not happy. Somebody give me a thumbs down. What can I tell you? You can't please all the people all the time, baby. Can't please all the people all the time. Anyway, where are we up to? Look at this. This video had been posted on X alleging officers arrested the man for having anti-Hamas placard. This is inaccurate. He was arrested after an altercation was ongoing and officers intervened to prevent a breach of the peace. You mean he was being attacked and you just left him be attacked and then you arrested him? And the officer intervened to prevent a breach of the peace. He was arrested for assault. The officers then fully reviewed footage provided of the incident and he was later de-arrested. The arrest was not made in relation to the placard. It's beautifully conveniently noted. Mr. Kabari was assaulted whilst exercising his right to peacefully lawful protest on outskirts of the Human Rights Act. With no allegation of assault being made against him, and no obvious grounds to suspect he had assaulted anyone. An arrest for assault was not lawful, right? But that's why he was de-arrested. But it was Lee Harris, the guy who, they deleted it. Little pussies. I know. Why didn't you stand by your thing and say, yeah, I screwed up? Because they're pussies, right? They're pussies. Fine. Let's have a look. Doing, let's put up some eye candy. Oh yeah, we should look at Oscars. Oscar. Who gives a shit? I want to see. I have no idea who's even nominated or who anybody is. Right. But I do like this rendition of the Oscars and the award. For the awards that people could not care less about goes to the Oscars. Well, thank you, Nick. It took a long time to get Nicola Bryant right. Holy crap. Millie Gibson, first go. Here, let me show you. It's crazy. Nicola Bryant over and over again. Now, I have to tell you, that was a lot of work for the Rabbi, baby. A lot of work for the Rabbi. So, doink, press the wrong button. Where am I? Yeah, Glam Millie. Fine. That was literally the first one. It just came out right. It was crazy how easy it is to get a glamorous Millie Gibson. Nicola Bryant took a lot of work, right? Took a lot of work to finally get her right. The hair kept coming out wrong. Yeah, what's it? There you go. So I think she'll look nice with that hair. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't. That seems like, you know, not the sort of hair that she would have. Again, I just don't see it with that kind of perm. This one's a bit better, but I don't know. It just seems a bit like been in Hollywood a bit too long, right? Now that one I believed in. This one worked very nicely. Yeah, very nearly. This one was one we very nearly went with. That one, yeah, not even close. Is that one I went with? No, I'm not going one with a red dress, right? That was really good as well. Fine for the red dress. That was a good one. It was excellent, but yeah, eventually we went for this, right? We went for this, and I think quite rightly too. You know, I think quite rightly so. Where's the thumbnail? Doink! There you go. So let's get to the chat. Oscars night, and who gives a shit? Shall we look at the Oscars yet? Yeah, 1 second. Let me pull them up, ready to go. She cried at Jigger Jigger. Let me pull them up, ready to go. That's going to be the title of my autobiography. Get ready, darling. Oscars 2024. How we can find out the nominees? And I'm going to their website. Oh, there you go. Fine. Let's have a look at the Oscars. Then shall we get the chat? Do the chat first, then the Oscars, right? Then the Oscar. We'll do the Oscars then. It used to be so good, man. I was even good with what's his name? Not Billy D. Williams, although he would be good at the Oscars. Not Danny DeVito. When Harry Met Sally. Mr. Saturday Night. The most Oscar person. Yeah, Mr. Saturday Night. 1992 films. Billy Crystal. Oh, that was painful. That was painful. I think if it got out that I forgot Billy Crystal's name, they'll take my Junius away. They'll slap back on my foreskin. Yeah, that's a bad offense for Jews. Let me tell you, baby. Darren Evans, how you doing, Darren Evans? Thank you for joining us. And we're yes, I missed the days when Doctor Who was good when it was about when it was by Chibnall and starred me and all about icky men who are not me. Oh, icky film. I know. How the mighty have fallen, my darling. How the mighty have fallen. That's all I can tell you. P.D. Richard, I think P.D. Richard. Thank you for joining us. Donald Cox is here. Lean back in the pens if you want, and all weather cat or a house cat. I don't know. I think I want a house cat. I want a house cat. And look, the cat was kind of freaked out. So I was like, but man, that cat can really move. So he let me pick him up and bring him inside. She let me pick him up and bring him inside, but it just freaked me out. Where are we up to? Cameron Crash Course is here. Doing Cameron Crash Course. Thank you for joining us. Who else we got here doing? The Sod Rangers. I don't know what the Sod Rangers. It died after Smith Rock incident. What were we talking about? After the Smith Rock incident. I don't know. I'm trying to work that out. Haven't upset me. No, it turned out it was Nabil Shaban. It was like. I think it's because because Mission to Magnet. That was shit, right? You can see the Rabbi's heart breaking in real time. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I just like of all the people I insult, none of them complain. What I don't, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go with. Like, I'm really. Yeah, just it. It's a year old. I know. You're gonna be certainly don't like you calling us terrorists. Yeah, that might be. Was it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not offensive. No, offensive. Yeah, but it might be like triggering. We're up to Lee Anderson. UK legal and judicial are also ideologically captured. Everything ideologically captured. Right. This is why I believe there's a messianic age coming. A flood to wash away all this deeply evil shit. May I make a recommendation to all of you, right? If the day of judgment comes, we call it Yom Adin. If the day of judgment comes, don't bullshit, right? Don't bullshit. Be honest, and that will make everything better for you, right? That will be the Rabbi's heartfelt advice if you find himself in front of a heavenly tribunal. Right. So anyway, the truth is London has been captured by Sadiq Khan. That is true. There's already a breach of the peace. What? Yeah, called the the genocidal Jew hating march. Angry because of court, not because of remorse. Exactly. Will Smith and Chris Rock. Oh yeah, was that last year? That was years ago, wasn't it? I hope so. I think that was years ago. But like, who cared? Like, who cares? Like, really, who cares? Yeah, it must have been a few years ago. Yeah, was it? Will Smith. Here, let's have a look. See who's nominated for what. Oscar. Doink. Here we go. So, I like to start with the smaller categories, but okay. Leading actor Bradley Cooper Maestro. That's on what's his name? Is it? Yes, on Netflix. Oh, I just don't fancy it. Coleman Domingo for Rustin. I've never heard of it. Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. I think Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer. That was great. Effie Wright, American Fiction. Never heard of American Fiction. What about American Fiction is? Yeah, let's pull up the trailer for that. American Fiction. That sounds like a good name. American Fiction trailer. I like Jeffrey Wright a lot, right? I hope it's not correct. Like he's a really good actor. He's woke as fuck. Like he's super duper woke, right? But he's just such a great actor as well. You can kind of forgive the wokeness because he's just a stupid actor. But like he's very good at being an actor, and I find him generally speaking mesmerizing. I really loved him in Westworld. I loved him in everything I've seen him in. Right, I loved him as Commissioner Gordon. he was basically the only thing in that Batman that I thought actually worked. Right, I already do. 1 second, where did I put this thing? Yeah, American Fiction. Doink.
How did you come to write this book?
What really struck me was that too few books were about my people. Where are our stories? Where's our...
I'm already bored, right? Okay, well, this is one. Make them. Oh, God. Like another movie about whinging. Where's my story? Make your story. Make it so people want to read it.
Our representation.
Would you give us the pleasure of reading an excerpt?
Fuck me, no. Don't. Oh, God. This is why nobody gives a shit about the Oscars.
Yo, Sharonda, girl, you be pregnant again? If I is, Ray is gonna be a real father this time around.
Okay. I mean, like, it's like me speaking Yiddish. Hey! The Shiksa! The chicks on the sauce, they never had. Go to the district. There has to be a white woman standing and clapping. Yes! Yes! I'm really clever with myself because I'm so virtuous. I am awful. I'm an affluent white. Female liberal. Awful.
Thank
you. Monk, your books are good, but they're not popular. Editors, they want a black book.
They have a black book. I'm black, and it's my book.
You know what I mean.
Look at what... Is this a movie kvetching about having to do black shit because they just said... Because everything... that's all they were getting... Nobody cares about the quality of your work. They just care about the color of your skin. Is this a movie complaining about that now? Really, now you complain about it? Fucking hell.
They published. Look at what they expect us to write. I just want to rub their noses in it.
I'd be standing outside in the night.
Deadbeat dads, rappers, crack. You said you wanted black stuff. That's black, right?
I see what you're doing.
Okay, now I might be on board for this. Now it's taking the piss out of it, this shit. I think I like this.
We sold your book.
No.
We believe Mr. Lee has written a bestseller.
It's a joke.
The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
Now, is Stag a pseudonym?
Yeah.
Mr. Lee can't use his real name.
Is this based on your actual life?
Yeah, you think some bitch-ass college boy can come up with that shit?
No, I don't.
Okay! Fuck me, you just sold me on this movie. Oh! Like you're taking the piss out of rich white people. Fuck me, yes! Oh! Look, we may not line up on Gaza, baby. But on this one, we are brothers in arms, okay? We are brothers in arms.
Can I ask what you were in for? Was it murder?
Yeah, you said that, not me.
They ran 3...
I love this! Oh, man, this is so funny.
100,000 copies.
Your books change people's lives.
They're offering $4 million for movie rights.
Yes! The dumber I behave, the richer I get.
Welcome to the world, baby. Okay, Jeffrey Wright, hats off to you, mate.
This has gone too far.
Stag Arley is still on the run from authorities.
You haven't done anything. It's not like they can arrest you.
I could go back to not selling books.
Is it bad to cater to people's tastes?
People want to love you, Monk. You should let them love all of you.
There's already so much buzz because of the movie deal.
Michael B. Jordan is circling.
We want to put him on the cover in one of those,
Oh, God, he's so Jewish. Stop.
Scarves, I guess you would call them, tied around his head.
A do-rag?
Do-rag, that's it. Do-rag and a tank top with the muscles showing.
Somebody call the fire department.
We're thinking we can get it out in 100 Juneteenth.
That was really funny. Holy crap. Oh, my God. I can't believe somebody had the balls to make that movie. Holy crap. That's crazy. I'm a little bit in shock, right? I'm a little bit in shock. So anyway, so let's have a look at the other Oscar nominees. See what's going on. Here, one second. We send a message. It's so hard to write a message without me saying it out. Right? Fine. So I got to see that movie, American Fiction. I hope it wins. Oh my God, Killer of the Flower Moon. If Robert De Niro wins for that boring piece of shit, which I only saw the first half hour of, but I got to go more. But and not Captain fucking Ruffalo either. Leave me alone. American Fiction, that should win freaking everything. Oh my God, that should just win freaking everything. Oh. Actresses Annette Bening in Naiad. Lily Gladstone's probably should win it. Sandra in Anatomy of a Fall. Kerry Mulligan, Maestro. Kerry Mulligan is like, you know, the go-to intellectual spank material. I would describe her. Emma Stone. I like a bit of Emma Stone. Poor Thing. Never heard of Poor Things. Emily Blunt. Oh God, leave me alone, Emily Blunt. Although, yeah, Oppenheimer. Emily Blunt. The best thing I can say about her, she keeps out of the way. But I don't know, so you're doing well. American Ferrera, Jodie Foster. Man, this movie Naiad sounds like a nightmare. Fuck me. Like so far, it's got like everybody I would like, nothing I would ever want to see in a movie. Shall we look at this trailer? Shall we check out the Naiad trailer? Here we find it. Naiad. That American Fiction, though, I am hats off to that. Oh God. Oh, it's on Netflix as well. God help us. I don't think I can even get through the. Let's see how far I can get through the trailer. Oh, it looks awful. Right, I'm not exaggerating. It looks awful. Hey, Daisy, how you doing? Naiad. Oh, oh, there we go. Fine. Here. Before we look at this, you know, 8-bit Snake Boy, does hello to you? How you doing? So, you know, I have to tell you, I did find myself somewhat short-circuited, right? I did find myself somewhat short-circuited by that American Fiction trailer. It really, it wrong-footed me, right? And I'm really glad it did, right? I'm really glad it did. You know, I think it's time to bring another mind into that. A mind, and not just a mind of any mortal man. No, a mind touched by God himself, right? Touched by God himself, imbued with the power of royalty. Sadly, that power of royalty did get, you know, a little bit, how can we put it? Shop soiled, right? Shop soiled a little bit. You know, what can I tell you? You know, one careful owner, some breakage may occur. It was, of course, the type of royalty I'm talking is Birmingham's own King of the Geeks. Is Dan Hadley? How you doing, sir?
Some scuffage and soiling.
Some scuffage and spoiling happens liberally in the Brum area.
It can do. It can do, particularly if you're certain parts of town more so than others. Yeah, hello.
Although I always like, you know, the vision of Birmingham that you saw in the Cliff Richard movie Bromberger. Did you ever see Bromberger?
Bromberger? No, you mean it's known as Take Me Home.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. But,
yes,
yes,
they look like a really good burger place. I have to tell you, I was very up for that. I remember it's Oscar night, right? And do you remember when Oscar used to mean something?
Yes, it used to be. Wasn't he the one out of Sesame Street who lived in the bin?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he was the best one, always.
Oscar night did mean something for a little while, didn't it? I remember
in the 90s, it was huge. In the 2000s, it was like 2015, it kind of fell apart.
I remember Sky used to screen the whole thing through the night, and then a couple of years ago, somebody got slapped in the face, didn't they? What's his name?
Yeah, it was Will Smith. By the way, I think you may have heard. I have enraged Nabil Shaban.
I've seen this. You've incurred the wrath of Sil.
I've incurred the wrath of Nabil Shaban, and I was so nice to him. That's the thing. I'm like, what? I was like gushing in my praise, like, "Oh, happy birthday, Nabil Shaban! Yeah, you're the bestest ever." And he's like, "Wait, you didn't like my piece of shit direct-to-video movie, which was legitimately shit, right?"
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that, but I think you're perfectly within your rights to say if you didn't enjoy it.
Like, really? And especially as it was like sandwich routine saying, Nabil Shaban is great. I kept saying that over and over again.
Yeah, you did. You were practically filleting the man through the...
I was, and at no extra cost. So I incurred his cost. So elsewhere in fandom, other things are going down, as you may or may not know. Ian Levine has been working on an AI version of the Darkly Marksman Plan. I've seen the first episode. Do you want to watch a little bit of it? Because it's very impressive, I think.
That was the one thing I was hoping you weren't going to ask me about.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it bad for you if I put it on? I won't put it on if you're on.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because I haven't seen it. So yeah,
I haven't seen it. Well, I haven't looked at the whole thing, but it was way better than the trailer. Like way better. It's not perfect. It's quite a bit off on a lot of ways. Oh, where'd he go? It's not coming on.
I'm still here.
But it's very interesting, right? That's how I would describe it. Very interesting.
Interesting. Are you a big Hartnell fan? Do you know the material inside out?
I know it pretty well.
Because the master plan, obviously, because it hasn't, so little of it exists.
Right, well, they got 2 episodes, but and they got the audio. I've heard the audio. Here's the thing: Dalek Master Plan, that's in season 3, wasn't it? Yeah. So if you get the season 2 Blu-ray, right, and go through that, you see such an incredible, always a handbrake turn in style of Doctor Who, right? It's like all of a sudden, it goes from being kind of like 3-dimensional weighty drama, right? Dalek Invasion of the Earth was a really fraught drama, and by the end of the season you got The Chase, which is like a frothy comic book adventure. As soon as Vicky came in, essentially it changed tone and became like a comic book version of itself. Speaking of which, have you seen this? This has been out for a while, right? This you look, and I'm very impressed with it. It's a fan narration of the 4th Doctor comic book story, Junkyard Demon. Have you seen? Do you know the story Junkyard Demon?
That's the one that Mike McMahon did the artwork for.
Did the artwork on. It's iconic, right? It's absolutely iconic. And there's a Tom Baker's Doctor who turns up and finds a Cyberman, a weird 10th planet Cyberman type thing.
That's the one.
Yeah, that didn't really look like any Cyberman, but it was very cool, right? That came up. Anyway, so here, check this out. Somebody did an adaptation of it, and I think it's excellent. I think it's absolutely excellent. Firstly, I don't know who. Do they have this? They hope they put this credit on who it is. Junkyard Demon by Steve Parkhouse, read by I can't remember his name.
On the furthermost edge of the spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, far from the action, around the backwater planets and suburban suns, chugged the salvage ship Drifter.
It's again. I think you can get there pretty much a little bit closer than AI. What's that? Oh, sorry, I just see a message coming. Fine, no problem. I'm glad that message came in to explain where we're up to. But anyway, isn't this cool?
A mobile monument to the conservation of energy and the recycling of scrap metal.
He's brilliant, this bloke.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like that before.
I would love to. I would love to see Big Finish do more of the comic book adaptations. There's so much stuff there that they could really do.
They've only ever done 2 or 3, haven't they? There's a lot of people are doing very creative things online with the stuff, as you were saying earlier on, the stuff that Ian's doing with the recon. So there's people using various things to reconstruct things and adapt things, and the comic strips as well. There's a lot of people doing motion comics, and I do wonder. I think if the material's sort of out of print and people can't get it, it's pretty harmless, isn't it? And quite creative.
I think so too. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to do a Colin Baker one. Because I got his voice quite well, and there's a lot of good Colin Baker strips.
Which one was it? You did Millennial Rights.
Right. I haven't finished that. I got to finish that off. I've got the last chapter to do.
Yeah, it worked really, really well.
It really came out well, but and Colin Baker has he has some really good comic book stories, right?
Can you imagine how good Voyager would be if that was brought
exactly.
to life?
Exactly. That's And you got that great John Ridgway artwork, and now you got these AI tools from in Photoshop. You can cut out things and airbrush them out with no problem, instantaneously. It's incredible, right? And so you'll be able to do a motion comic really easily.
Have you ever been tempted to do it yourself?
I've only ever thought of it just now. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's something we got to do. That'd be really cool.
Oh dear.
I could get like a generic American accent for Frobisher. Who else is in it? Let me think. Voyager. No, everybody else is like you can just use any voice you like.
Yeah, you can cast. You can cast the entire thing.
One second. I got the whole Voyager here. Let me just pull it up.
Because if you think about that, that was published the same year as Watchmen.
Yes.
It makes total
quite a
sense.
good year for Doctor Who. Let me quite a good year for comics, I should say. Here, one second. I'm going to put it up right now. So what in one of these folders? 1 second. I think the Panini folder. Could it be that one? Graphic novel. Yeah, go. Let's fine. We've got that folder. Not Iron Legion, Oblivion. Oh, Voyager. There you go. It came out in 2007. This graphic novel. Blimey, time flies. There we go. Doink. So I saw this other trailer before you came on for another movie that's nominated, starring Jeffrey Wright, called American Fiction. Have you ever heard of that?
I just caught the tail end of it when I was waiting to come on, and it looked really good.
Yes, it does. I'm really up for that.
So who's made that? You know, how has a good film managed to escape into the wild?
It's about black people. And that's really it. And that's how they got. And they took the piss that they had to be like, you know, this type of black person, right? We could start with Shapeshifter. Yeah, 1 second. Who's in Shapeshifter? So this is all Frobisher. So I could do like I could find the right New Yorkie accent to do that via AI, right? Yeah, this could, because it's really easy now to airbrush out the speech balloons and things like that. It's really crazy how it hit.
You could probably take some of it out with AI as well now.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I will demonstrate. Yeah, go doink. Open with Photoshop. Here it comes. Here, let me share the screen. Doink. Remove. Share screen. Or stop screen. Share screen. Doink. Fine. So this is a page of it in Photoshop. Right. So I can zoom in. Now let's say, well, firstly, I'm going to duplicate the bottom layer. Well, firstly, okay, the first thing I would do is make this much I'll make it much bolder. So I'll duplicate that layer, and I would that's better. Fine. So now I can see what I'm doing better. So now I'll duplicate the layer just so I could like keep it in case there's something on. Now let's say I want to get rid of this is the new AI tools, right? Let's say I want to get rid of all this speech balloon and use that as a background and then put the speech balloon on top on a separate layer. I take this tool here. 1 second, how big? Merge down. Take this tool here. Can I make it bigger? Here, take this tool here. Go doink over that. Is it coming out on the screen? You can see
you can see the sort of reddishness.
Right. So this is like you would normally have to airbrush out painstakingly. It takes quite some time. Now within here, so we'll see what happens in real time. Right, doink, gone. Like that, you have no idea how much time that saves. That's crazy.
Magic.
Oops, sorry, press the wrong button. Here, so you can't go on like this if that comes out. Yeah, no, it's like these new AI tools. It's crazy how easy it is to this is work that used to take hours and hours. It really makes this thing not worthwhile. I wonder if this quest works. Let's have a look. There you go. Yes, I mean, you got to like do a little touch-ups here and there, but there you go. Like doing. Look how easy that was.
Fantastic.
Right. You can take out. Yeah, fine. I don't want to take out this little bit here because I want to see what this frame will look like. This is just my professional curiosity at this point. Let's see what happens. Oh, that came out quite well. Okay.
certainly taken most of the work out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fine. So there you go.
How was it? I was going to say, how does it handle color? Working on color artwork?
Equally well. It's fantastic, right? It's fantastic. It's AI is the thing. Yeah, is the thing to be here. Fine. I can't wait to be able to go into these new. What AI is going to be able to do with Doctor Who, right? Which I'm really excited about, right? I'm really genuinely excited about. Fine. Let me pull up some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. We have. Let me close that. Donnie. Oscar, do you have anything that you're vague? There's nothing going on in the Oscars at all that anybody could possibly be interested in. Have you seen any of the Oscar movies?
Probably not. This is what I when I saw you were talking about it, I thought, oh, brilliant! You can fill me in. And so, what have I missed by not going to the cinema literally all year? What have I missed that's made this?
Oppenheimer, I thought was very good, but look, if you've got a big screen TV watching at home, I found that okay. Hang on a second, share screen.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I thought was good. I wanted to see American Fiction. Maestro's on Netflix. I'm not interested in it anyway. I've got halfway, about 45 minutes into Killers of the Flower Moon, and it is boring as hell. Oh my god, that's a Scorsese movie with Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, and it is boring. Well, that.
It did look, I have to say, it did look really, really dull.
I really want to go back to it. I mean, I got a subscription to Apple Plus right now. There's a lot of good stuff on Apple Plus. Loving Constellation. Man, that is good.
You told me about that last week, I think.
It's a really interesting mystery, right? Okay, here's how I imagine Constellation. My dream was that instead of Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes leaving Doctor Who in disgrace, Mary Whitehouse wagging their finger at their rears as they left, right? If they left in triumph and they were given a nighttime slot on Thursday night to do a 6-part hour drama, right? What would those two do, right? Constellation is that.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's it. It's just really good, interesting writing. I like the starring, was it Numi Rapace, which I know, I just like her. I don't know why. She's very weird, but I like her.
Yeah, she's kind of aloof, isn't she? But it just works somehow.
Right. I mean, I imagine that she's very strange in bed, but probably quite good. I will wear my penguin outfit. I'm like, whatever, darling. Okay. Emily Blunt always has to be nominated for something or other. Who gives a shit? Best actress, best actress. There's a movie called Naiad. Here, let's have a look at this trailer.
Somebody's nominated for The Color Purple.
Yeah, they got a new version of that out because they look. There's not enough white guilt movies to go around. Yeah, so let's look at this trailer for a second. Naiad.
3, 4.
I hate it already.
I want to do it. Do what? Cuba to Florida. My swim.
3, 4.
That's insane. You tried that when you were 28 and you did not make it when you're 28. I don't believe in imposed limitations. I don't believe in any limitations.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, God, I can't.
Yeah.
Any limitations. No, there are. Okay. You may not believe in them, darling. I can't. Oh, look, female empowerment. How is the most empowered people in the entire universe ever needing more empowerment, right? Who's more entitled than rich, white, blonde, successful female movie stars? Like really?
I agree with you completely. The probably the most privileged people in the whole of human existence.
Exactly. And here, what's it? I got a great meme. See if I can find it. Hang on, desktop. I believe did I put my desktop? Because this is. Oh man, I got too much stuff here. That's not. Hang on 1 second. Doink. No. This. No, I because I haven't cleaned my desktop up for so long. I got like pictures of like Chase Masterson and yeah, just like because I did a review of the last Master box set, which is actually quite good. I do like Eric Roberts, right? I do like Eric Roberts. Where is this thing? Yeah. Fine, I got to just look at my desktop, see if I can see it there. Because this is actually worth derailing the show to try and find. Unless I clean it up. Then I'm like, oh, really? That's the worst. Yeah, let me try over here.
So it's okay now. So the Oscars are still going with you can have an actor and an actress. They're still happy to use those two criteria.
I don't know, but like anybody can be an actress.
Because the Brit Awards just have sort of performer of the year now, don't they? They don't have best male soloist, best female soloist. They don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, because they're morons. I think the here we go. Wait, now I can't find my window. Wait, now I can't find StreamYard. There you go. Suburban white women with multiple degrees, 750,000 home and 80,000 SUV. Yes, you're so oppressed, darling. Oh, how do you manage? Fine. So, actress, sporting role, don't care. Animated Spider-Man across the universe. Did you see the second one?
I haven't seen the first one.
The first one was very good. I was very impressed with the first one.
I held fire on it because I was expecting the worst, but apparently they're both very, very good. So I'm going to watch them.
I thought they would. Oppenheimer, I saw that. Killer's Family. There's nothing that was interesting about that movie. Holy crap! Costumes, I don't care. Directing, Anatomy of a Fall, no. Killer's Family, no. Oppenheimer, yes. That was really, really good. Right.
Do you think that people are going to be annoyed if Ryan Gosling wins some sort of an award for playing Ken again? Do you think they're going to be annoyed?
They're already annoyed. They're annoyed that the director and Margot Robbie wasn't nominated. But she was. I think people over for lunch. Was it yesterday? Day before for Sabbath, and they were like, "But she was the first female director." And I couldn't give a shit. Do another 20, and she might do something good enough. Documentary, short film editing. Nobody cares about any stuff, okay? I mean, like, all these people have mothers, okay? What can I tell you? Zone of Interest, don't know. Poor Things, don't know. Oppenheimer, I saw was good. Killers of the Flower Moon, fucking awful, right? I'm getting more annoyed with it as we go along. Holdovers, don't know anything about it. Barbie, fucking awful, right? That was fucking awful. Anatomy of a Fall, don't know. American Fiction, I hope that wins everything, right? I hope that wins everything. Oh, who gives a shit?
I mean, last year it did seem to me that the only two films that anybody was talking about were Oppenheimer and Barbie, and the only films that people would, the only one of those two that people spoke about at any depth was Barbie. Everything else,
that is true. That is
anything else disappeared without a trace, without making any real impact that I can see. You know, none of the Marvel stuff.
I mean, they're saying that this year's going to be even worse for the film industry. Right, I mean, could this be the year that Disney finally breaks up and goes under?
Well, now I believe we're now seeing the about face, a kind of a gradual shift. I was talking to Ian Diaz about this a couple of weeks ago, because we've got movies coming out, for example, stuff like The Fall Guy, which looks like pure, unabashed fun. And in my view, it looks like a very...
They're marketing it as that now, right? They're not. They've worked out that woke marketing fails. And they've had, 7 years of data to finally, it's unbelievable how stupid these people are.
It seems like commercially, mate, that masculinity is very much back.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think that the cause of this is Top Gun Maverick. I think that film single-handedly has done this. And, as regards sort of the creative sort of pull of it.
What year was that?
I believe that, I think that came out in 2022. Around that summer, I think. I could be wrong.
I think it was 2020. It was after COVID. It was delayed for COVID.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick 2022. Look at you.
Which would mean that...
so we're seeing the beginning of that wave.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So people who haven't got the message yet, BBC.
The people who'll get the message the very, very last of the BBC, because obviously as I always say, they've already got your money, everybody.
They've already got your money.
From the BBC.
Oh man, they're the worst. Right? They're the absolute worst. Lefty woke nonsense. BBC anti-establishment drama, one of the biggest ever flops. Yeah, I saw this coming up. I was like, man, this looks like it's going to be like nails on a chalkboard.
What's this? The drama tells the story of a Welsh family attempting to flee the UK and English nationalists.
Yes. BBC One experienced one of the lowest ever ratings for a primetime finale following its ending of Michael Sheen's controversial drama, The Way.
Michael Sheen is a massive bell end, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, and listen, I'll say that Jeffrey Rush is like a massive tool, but I like him acting.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear his thoughts.
So is this thing The Way? Is this like some sort of like the worm that turned, kind of the idea of what the near future may be?
I think so. I remember seeing the answer. I didn't actually see it.
English nationalist, my arse.
Wait, are you watching? Did you watch The Apprentice?
I don't know. Which one?
Man. It's worth going back because there is a woman on there who can negotiate like I have never seen. Like I'm just in awe, right? And the better she gets at that, the sexier she is. It's weird. She starts looking kind of normal, right? and then as she gets better, I was like, man, she's getting quite a bit hotter. Flo, okay, she's the one you want to watch out for. Flo, right?
Which Apprentice do you watch? Is it the American? Is it the American one? Is it the English one, or is it the Israeli one?
They can't. They tried to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger after. Trump became president, right? And it didn't fly.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, I can't. He's got the cigar. Is the cigar compulsory, do you think?
Probably. No, but Trump doesn't smoke. He never did a cigar.
Oh, I thought he was a cigar man. I thought that was his...
He's surprisingly clean living. Like, really weirdly clean living. In fact, I tell you, all the attacks that he's like been under has just convinced me he's the cleanest, politician ever in politics, right? Because if there's anything they could find him with his finger up a teddy bear's ass, they would have that front and center.
Proof. Yeah, conclusive proof of him being a wrong one.
right. They wouldn't keep that secret.
He didn't ask this teddy bear for consent.
Like I would just love to go to Rusty Davis and say, look, years and years, mate, I'm sorry. It's time to just admit you were wrong, right? Yeah, no, you were wrong about everything was 180 degrees opposite of what you thought. I mean, that's just what reality is, but no, they are just bonkers. I want to say, the series tells the story of a government crackdown causing Welsh people to become refugees whilst English fascists threaten their safety. I mean, like...
Oh, silly sods.
It's like if you're going to tell me they're like socialists, national socialists, yeah, I will believe you. But fascists, no. They have no organization whatsoever. Sheen directed the drama, you tool.
This is it. This is why I think Michael Sheen's an absolute arse.
I love this. Which follows one family trying to escape the UK. According to the Telegraph, only 697,000 people tuned into the finale. Fuck me, under 1 million. Although listen, if that's the live rating, that's about right now.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, that when you're Michael Sheen or somebody of that sort of stature, you can get any bit of tat commission from some two-bit broadcaster like the BBC.
Well, as long as it meets the political agenda. And that's really as long as it says the right things.
It's disgraceful. It's one thing trying to separate people on we see them, they're trying to divide people all the time, but they'll never divide the British people, not with crap like this. The Brits, the Scots.
Okay, the thing that's come closest, I think it has generally shown a divide in the British public, are these Hamas marches each week through every Saturday.
Oh yeah, but they're not indigenous people though, are they? So it's their social societal problems, their ideological conflicts that have been brought to this country, whereas obviously the English, the Irish, the Scots, and the Welsh.
But the problem is you've had 20 years of multicultural immigration policy. Where people were integrated, and now you've got this crazy mismatch of values.
Yeah, all the fault of Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the British people, we may rib one another about the Scots being tight and all that kind of stuff.
That's okay.
That's all it is. Yeah,
Okay,
you will
so
never divide the British public.
One of the greatest tragedies, I think, in entertainment and comedy ever was Frank, what's his name, Costello, I think, when he stopped doing the voice of Apu on The Simpsons because he wasn't Indian. I was like, you schmuck. Okay, here's why you're a schmuck. You weren't a white person making fun of an Indian. You were an American making fun of an American, right? And you were saying Apu was as much American as you were. He was part of that American experience, right? And by like, they're focusing on your skin color, you idiot schmuck. You like roll back the greatness of America.
Yes.
What can I tell you? Anyway,
Michael, every time I see Michael Sheen and David Tennant together as well, I just think, what a couple of insufferable arseholes.
Yes, they are.
Fortunately, I can detach the 10th Doctor and the 14th Doctor, for that matter. I can detach them from David Tennant. Well, I don't wish any ill on. I'm quite happy for him to.
I don't wish it.
Do you know what I mean? I just wish he'd just shut up and get on with his job.
I would detach David Tennant from the 14th Doctor if there's any point. There's nothing I saw from the 14th Doctor that made me in any way interested in seeing anything yet. So for me, I'm looking at Shooter stuff as a reboot, and which I think Russell Davies is as well, right? I don't think there's going to be any touching the classic series. I think he's aggressively building a new mythology movement, which I think is probably a good idea.
Well, we're now another couple of weeks on from when you and I last talked about this, and it's still tumbleweeds. That the dust is settling on the Shooty Gatwa era after 58 minutes of screen time. No one cares. They've dropped the ball.
That's exactly what it's really. And he's got 8 weeks. I don't think he's going to garner interest. I think it's going to get similar ratings to this. Because it's going to go full woke. I mean, it already has done. The only hope is Russell Davies has frantically retooled it to dull the woke back, right? And listen, BBC, Disney, Paramount, if you want your things not to fail, hire me as a consultant. I will do it. Pennies on the dollar, mate. 10 million, I'll tell you anything you want to know, okay? I mean, yeah, a day, obviously. But, you know, no, but honestly, if you just invested for $3 million,
yes,
I will give you a report on everything you need to do with any franchise. And like I think that's so fair. I haven't ready
a consultation fee, a retainer, obviously, when things. Yeah, I completely agree.
And I will tell you exactly how to save every franchise. But nah.
Well, they could always ask Nabil Shaban instead.
Yes, they could. Was not happy with me, Nabil Shaban. Let me be clear. Wasn't happy. Look, dude, what can I tell you? It was shit, your show. I listen, I said other things you did that were good. Anyway, talking about shit. What's this? The program debuted with only 1.7 million viewers and faced its fair share of criticisms just minutes in. One viewer who posted on X during the premiere, I wanted to like a pro-Wales anti-establishment TV show, but more than anything. But the way is absolutely boring shit. It always is. It always is. Taking the social media, it was clear what they thought of Monday's finale. Plenty of them flooded X, formerly Twitter, with complaints about the woke tone of the series. Many who slammed the seemingly incomplete storyline. Yeah, because they don't really care about anything other than they be like showing off that they're lefties. And we know you're lefties, you cunts. For fuck's sake. Really? You think you kept that one to yourself? Really? Huh, but you don't know where I am. I had a cliche, was it? Hashtag BBC, hashtag the way, hashtag woke. Had every cliche in the book, ended up with Iron Spartacus and a second viewer fumed. Lefty woke nonsense. Don't have a clue what was going on. Yeah, look, it always, mate. It always is.
Did you ever see that video of Michael Sheen coaching the Welsh national rugby team?
No, I didn't.
Oh, look it up. See, look it up and see if you can get it. It's amazing. He makes such a massive chump of himself. He tries to give them some sort of pep talk by speaking to them in proper Welsh. And they're all in the locker room getting ready to go out. And I can't remember who they were playing against. It may have been England. And it was a very important match. And Sheen's there in the dressing room with them, like shaking his fists and all this sort of stuff.
Go.
Yeah, and they're all. And see, these lads who are like in their early to mid 20s are thinking, who's let this hairy cornflake in? They don't know who he is. It's brilliant.
If you ever see the movie Blazing Saddles, there's Mel Brooks is in it in the middle as a.
You made me watch it about 4 years ago. I've never forgiven you. Go on, yes.
Oh, really? I'm so you don't like it? I can't remember.
I fucking hated it.
Oh man, I have a strange claim. Anyway, one of the things I liked about it is Mel Gibson playing the Indian chief, who instead of speaking Indian, spoke Yiddish, which is an ancient like Jewish language. Okay. Right, so like when he saw the black sherry, he goes, "Was ist das? The Schwarze?" For me, it made me laugh.
Well, I remember we did it in the Rabbi's video vault back in the lockdown days.
That was a fun show. I remember.
It was a great show. Bring back the video vault. But when we did it, you were laughing like a drain, and so were a few people, and I was completely stone-faced.
You're like, what is funny about? I remember. Oh God, yeah.
You said to me, "It's funny because he's Jewish." I go, "Well, I know he's Jewish, but I still don't get it." It just completely went over my head. It's got the. And Lee, problem being, outed me as an anti-Semite. That was brilliant. We'll do that again. I haven't spoken to Lee for a few days, actually. Lee, if you're out there...
A few weeks. Fine, I hope he's okay. Okay, let's see what this is talking about. Doctor Who Season 14 needs these two villains to fix this ongoing monster problem. Do you think we're getting recurring any old villains or monsters in Season 1?
Yes.
You believe we're getting the Daleks in the finale, right?
Yes.
I think it's possible. I think we're getting David Tennant in the Season 2 finale. Either Season 1 or Season 2 finale. I definitely think we're getting him again.
Do you think that... Yeah. Well, which approach? Because here we are with the monster problem. I mean, in some ways, do you think that they can't win? Because Chibnall didn't... In his first season, he didn't use any returning monsters at all, and people hated him for it and held him up for it. But when they
everything he did was shit. If you do that, okay, here's the only rule: is this: it has to be good. If it's good and people like it, you can do anything. Like people freaked out. The fandom freaked out about Deadly Assassin. They're like, well, this is nothing like the Three Doctors, and they were right. Times had moved on, but the thing: why did that work and the Timeless Children didn't? Because the Deadly Assassin was good, and that's really the bottom line. If it's not good, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. That's really it. It's got to be good, and that means most people think it's good. That's why Deadly Assassin worked. That's why a bunch of things work, and a bunch of things don't work.
Well, because when it comes to monsters, you're absolutely right. Obviously, in Series 1 in 2005, there was only the Daleks, wasn't there? Did you bring anybody else back? No, he didn't. We got a Cyberman's head
in the Dalek episode.
That was that.
Very cool. I like that, and I like because they were scared of bringing back old things back then, right? They hadn't worked out the format. I think they got it right from it was like 70-30, 70% new, 30% old. That's the perfect balance.
Do you remember what was the when they bring the villains out, you've got a list of, actually Marvel's got this problem as well. But do you really remember any proper kind of Magnus Greel, Harrison Chase, any of those sort of vintage classic series villains that Sharazek, all these people that we remember, that they sort of still haunt us? We remember their plans and things they said to buy us Vaughan. Is there many in the new series though? In the Moffat and Russell T Davies stuff?
I think there is. Absolutely. By the way, P.D. Richards trying to get me in trouble. The sheriff is near. I'm not gonna say that line. right? It was from Blazing Saddles. So it wasn't near.
Oh,
He's like, okay, you got Harrison Ford on top of the building, right? Playing an old guy because he was young then. So the sheriff's in it, and it's the N-word, right? If I try the he's like, what's that? He says the sheriff is near. No, God, man, the sheriff is near. And then, no, I'm not going to say it. That will be clipped, and I will for all eternity.
but the villains and the monsters when it comes to Doctor Who, though, they are kind of the lifeblood of it because of what they represent.
Let's look at a episode guide. Doctor Who episode guide. I think by season 2, the 2006, I think they had it down.
What do we hold up and say, yes, this was right? It doesn't have to be the most elaborate plan. I think if we believe that they are absolute scum and that their convictions are completely kind of ingrained in them, then we invest in the story.
Okay, but we got a few great examples here. Got the Slitheen. They like one story they're in, right? And then never saw them again. They were in Sarah Jane Adventures, but they're like etched into the memory, right? People still remember Slitheen. The Empty Child, Are You My Mummy? You know, that's I think that's like iconic. So that's season 1. Season 2.
You wouldn't call the Empty Child thing. It's more of a meme than a monster, though, isn't it? It's not. It's something that happens to people, and we remember. You know, Are You My Mummy? It's that people remember. It's not a monster as such. Like kind of like the Vashta Narada is a monster though, because they've got a kind of.
I hear what you're saying. And look, you got the werewolf here from Tooth and Claw. You have Cassandra. She's a villain monster. She's both. Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Then you got, I think, the Ood. They were a great monster. I love the Ood. A replacement for the supposed to be a cheaper replacement than the Slitheen. Then you got the other one, Cybermen and Daleks. But I like all these ones had great villains. By the time we got over here, it's really kicking.
The Dalek sex sort of human hybrid thing was very memorable, and I think Mark Gatiss was good in Lazarus as well. I know some people don't rate him in
Human
in
Nature,
it.
Family of Blood. I mean, like fantastic.
They were good villains. Yeah.
I don't think you can fault them having like shitty villains. Let's go and look at the Moffat years. 11th Hour, best opening of any Doctor ever, right? We got Flesh and Tone, Time of the Angels. Yeah, the Angels, great monster. Vampires of Venice was a great monster. Silurians were a bit naff. And listen, I love the Marvel style, like Pandorica opens.
So do I. Yeah,
right. That was just awesome. We had Churchill with it. It was just great, right? I really love that. Okay, the big monsters you get on the big concept stuff you get in Christmas. So I love Christmas Carol. That's very iconic. I think Sarduk is a Valixar, whatever his name is. He's an iconic villain. I think the Silence Man. What a great monster they are! Like genuinely terrifying
because they're proper monstrous. They have.
Right.
Visage that would have sent the kids behind the sofa. I think that's what they need to do, really. I mean,
they need to be scary.
Has anything got the power? Is that harder to do? We say this decade after decade. Oh, kids just aren't scared of the things they were scared of. It's harder to scare kids. But no, I agree. I think if you plant the seed of an idea there, then it will. Prime example is Anne Reid's character in Smith and Jones. The old woman with a straw that she's going to put in your ear. She looks like your nan, and and yet that is pretty scary. It's because of the performance, because of the idea.
It's great when you have a villain and you don't know if it's good or bad, and it turns out to be malevolent. You think it could be good. Flatline's a great example of that. You don't know if the monsters in the two. I love Flatline. That's one of the best. That's the best episode of that season. Right, you don't know if the monsters are malign or not, right? Until you actually meet them and they are evil, and it's awesome that they're evil, right? I really enjoyed that. Mum and the Orient Express, that was also the other good episode. Psycho Invasion. So yeah, look again, it's a very good balance. 70-30, right? It got about 60-40 over here, which is where I think it started to fall over. I love the Monk trilogy. Everybody hates the Monks. I like the Monk trilogy. I thought that was good. So yeah, and again, I don't think Doctor Who went on after that.
But what constitutes the sort of the monstrous? Now, there's only so many times you can put humans into rubber suits, isn't there? So should it all be? I think if it's all CGI, if they just create like the Goblin King in the Christmas one, if they just start creating more and more fantastical blobby creatures and things,
that was practical.
Was it all practical? Oh no, yeah. Well, wasn't it a mixture of both?
Yeah.
So probably a bad example.
Same with Beat the Meat. Beat the Meat was very successful. I think that was the most successful aspect they had on the.
But you see what I'm saying, though? If they just create sort of gelatinous creatures one after another that can be sort of interchangeable and seem like generic sci-fi monsters, then that will lessen the show as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, like you have to hope they're going to have enough of a ability to write. Like why is it that you kept getting great monsters from Moffat? He knew how to write. You got the Silence, you got Weeping Angels. What's the other ones? You got I can't remember. You got a Vast Narada. You got a bunch of really creepy monsters, right? I think that all had a very good visual element. Like I like the Vast Narada with the skeletons in the spacesuits. I thought that was a very good. And they're fine for a one-story monster, right? Which I think Doctor Who can really do well. And they are a one-story monster essentially, except from Big Finish.
So what does Screen Rant reckon that the ongoing monster problem
let's find
is?
this. Doctor Who's monsters have had an issue for a while, but there's an easy way the franchise can make the necessary corrections to its formula. Let's see what they are. Doctor Who has many upsides, but the show has had issues with its villains in recent years. Well, everything from Capaldi onwards. Don't say in recent years. It's just like from Chibnall onwards. After excitement of the ending of the Doctor's 6th anniversary special and Christmas episode, season 14 has potentially to be one of the show's best installments yet. I don't think so. Right? I honestly, the feeling I get is if you scrape by, you're doing well. Right? I mean, that's where I am. If you scrape by, you're doing well. I don't think it's going to scrape by. Really, I don't. And I think Shooty and Millie have a lot of potential. Firing Millie at this point was just that it got out really hurt the show, right? And it's amazing they thought it wouldn't get out, right? Because they had no strategy, obviously, because they still haven't said anything. Fine, what we're up to. Information regarding the incoming bad guys has been scarce so far. Russell Davis doesn't need to dig too deeply into the catalogue of villains. I think they're going to be new with to keep things fresh. I think like viewers haven't seen the last of two specific Davis monsters. I bet they have. During the 60th press 60 history, blah 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 blah. Some bad guys, blah blah blah. Blah. No. Who do you think? Both the approaches have a pros and cons. Okay, talking about different monsters. Doctor Who has a monster problem. Just tell me the fucking problem. Fuck me. You paid by the syllable, you cunt. What is up with you? Oh.
Yeah, they don't want to be pinned down to it, do they?
I mean, really? I don't get it. I mean, are they paid by the word? I guess.
I'd say so.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway, wait. Turn my camera back on. Doink. Oh, Problem Big's there. He's in Problem Big.
Hey.
So what's the issue? Currently, Doctor Who villains tend to fall into one or two categories. The first being a disposable kind that only features once. That's fine. I only saw the mummies in Pyramids of Mars once. It was fine.
Tim Shaw, he was one of those, and they brought him back for the finale.
They did. I forgot they did because nobody gives a shit. Like,
do you remember
no one gives a shit. Currently, Doctor Who villains blah 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 blah. The first disposable kind, the other type that they comes back too often, which can be equally tiring. For instance, the episodes that the Doctor facing up against the dark side men are starting to reach saturation point. No, you've got to have a good story, and again, I think that you really see that from the early years, right, where they kept doing interesting things with the Daleks. You had the Daleks, then you had, Dalek Invasion of Earth, which was like the obvious place to go. They come to Earth. And then you have the chase where it gets bonkers.
Well, that's the Dalek invasion. That's the Dalek invasion of time, isn't it? So it's an extension. We've got invade the Earth, invade time, and then all-out war in the Dalek master plan.
Yeah, and then
because they can't really get any bigger than that,
then it goes very small, isn't it? With the Power of the Daleks.
Yeah, which is the mistake that that's what Marvel Studios should have done after the Avengers and everything went huge.
Really should have done.
Brought it back down.
They
Brought it to street
done,
level.
A really authentic street level Daredevil movie.
I was just about to say.
Yeah. With the background of the Marvel universe, and that's really important. Is that they had a whole series of things they did on Netflix that were nearly good, but they should have done that as movies in the next phase and then build up slowly, right? Yeah, what can you do? Anyway, where are we up to? Fine episodes. There's only fine. So what do you do? The modern era of Doctors were introduced compelling bad guys. Expertly woven into the fabric of the universe. For instance, the Jadu and the Weeping Angels are good as well. But they've involved in storylines. However, even these two races have always been thoroughly explored and are the brink of overuse. So Davis should return to the more recent stories to find the perfect middle ground between. Okay, fuck me. So he likes Beat the Meat. Oh.
Is that what this is getting around to?
Fuck me. That literally, this article is, I like Beat the Meat. That's good for you, mate. I like Beat the Meat too. I thought that was one of the best things of the season. Right? The Star Beast will hopefully be the first appearance of many. No, you fucking moron. Okay. Firstly, I think he probably will come back, right? But it was a very expensive effect to do to not reuse again. But you like the inventiveness, the newness, the freshness. You want that. Cocksucking cunt moron. Oh, God. So annoying. Anyway, introducing the Star Beast, the opening episode, Beat the Meat, surprisingly threatening, blah, blah, blah. This is really it, isn't it? Unbelievable. Not only does the episode villain state they'll escape their imprisonment, but we know he's coming back. Doctor Who's not things are too good, not true. So you just want all the things from and also Neil Patrick Harris. You want all of them back, right? You just really like the specials. This guy really liked the specials.
That's what it comes down to.
Specials for Shooty Gatwa. Oh, Daniel Beebe. Let's have a look and see what's more about.
I like how he's calling it season 14. So he's not going with the conventional series.
He's not really together. He's writing Taylor Swift articles. Okay, I don't know. That's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Fine, boys. Man, that's cray. Fine. Here, this article I wanted to look at as well. Was it sent to me?
Daniel Bibby.
Sorry,
Daniel Bibby, the writer's name.
Daniel Bibby. Yeah, you want to keep that to yourself. There's a reason people have pseudonyms, baby. That's one of them. Fine. So this was fascinating. Picard season 2 was rewritten after Paramount deemed it too Star Trek. This is from Terry Matalas. Right. Before taking over as showrunner for the third and final season of Star Trek Picard, Terry Matalas worked on the second season series, which came with some challenges, according to the executive producer. Fine. Right. So Terry Matalas was hired as an executive producer to work on the final two seasons, season 2 and 3 of Picard. It was an transition showrunner from Michael Chabon to Akiva Goldsman, and they're all shit. Together, those three executive producers, along with writer, co-creator Kristen Byer. I remember her.
Terrible.
I remember people were like, who's she? And then Picard came out, and it was awful. Worked out the initial outlines for season 2 in his Master Replicas Collection Club Zoom chat in February. Terry Matalas said that the show was immediately under pressure to bring costs down after the expensive first season. Matalas suggested they could take a page out of Star Trek 4 and incorporate time travel and bring the characters modern day, which would save a lot of money. So okay, fine. That's why most are set in the present day. There we go. His other thought was to bring back Q, John Delancey, as he was so linked to the character of Jean-Luc Picard. Both those ideas were immediately adopted. This was all day one. Well, yeah, no, I do see that, right? I think John Delancey was a great idea. The way they used him, dumb, right? The idea that dumb. But he's always a delight to see on screen. Or hear him actually. I love his voice. I think honestly, Q's probably one of his best roles. Right? He just has so much fun with it.
I don't think I've ever really seen him in that many other things. I mean,
he was in Breaking Bad. He was very good in that. I've seen him in
he was in Torchwood. he was in the final season of Torchwood, wasn't he? Briefly.
He was in Torchwood?
He was in Torchwood.
I forgot about
And so
that.
was Nanar Visitor from Deep Space Nine.
No. Right, so another big challenge for season 2 was shooting under the COVID era production guidelines. Just when it was starting back up in 2021. On top of that, it was decided to film seasons 2 and 3 back to back. I did not know that. During this extended shoot, production was shut down for a week due to 50 people getting COVID. How do they shoot it back to back and make season 2 shit and season 3 perfect?
I would say, I don't know whether, is that what Terry Metalis is saying, or is that what?
Yeah, this is the direct quote. COVID beat us up. We had to rewrite season 2. We had to find ways to make things cheaper. So we accidentally burned into our clock on season 3 because we were struggling.
Oh.
That's probably why it could go so great on season 3. They didn't have time to think, right? How
can we fuck this up?
Yeah, they didn't have time for notes. Like if one person on the crew got sick at that point, the union rules is you have to shut down. It wasn't until very late in the game after we had shot the first half of season 2 before we split off to work on season 3. You're running out of time. Okay, well, elements like Q and time travel remain. Metalis said the second season kept being changed and acknowledged that he had an impact on the finished script. Okay, so there's actually many different versions of season 2. I think you can kind of feel when you watch season 2, there's a lot of different ideas there. I did feel that. Like it seems that's the thing to the Star Wars production model as well. You just get patch all different things together and try and like shellac it into one thing. These recent production versions alongside with different ideas add context for the second season, which received mixed reviews here
Mixed?
Mixed reviews. No, they're pretty consistent. We all said it was shit. So season 2 was rewritten because the first version was too Star Trek, right? So what? We wrote 9 episodes at one point, and the net was like, no, we don't really understand this. It's a bit too sci-fi. It's a bit too in Star Trek. It's called Star Trek, you dumb cunt. Yeah, I mean, like, Metalis shared some details about the first version of the season when described on Paramount Plus. Asked for Paramount Plus. There were Romulans, and there was a whole thing. The idea that Guiner's Bar represented like a normal bar in Los Angeles, but if you know the right thing to do, you can go into the back through a telephone booth, and then it was like Ritz Cafe. It was the stopping off point for all these different species that were actually on Earth with a do not interfere thing going on. So you had a lot more Star Trek happening in a backdrop of it. Ultimately, the powers that be, that would have made it a lot better as it happened. That really would have improved it. They were like, B at the time were like, there's too much, but there were some really good ideas that were pretty good. That's a real shame. Fine. Well,
it would have been conceptually amusing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have saved the show.
It would have grounded the season more in Star. Like season 2 was good when it leaned into being Star Trek. That first episode was very good. Second episode was okay. Last episode was okay. I like the Girardi Borg thing. Like I thought some of that was good, but it's like as soon as you got into Star Trek Immigration, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Right,
that's when things got boring. Yeah,
it was like that. The middle 8 episodes essentially. So what are we up to? Well, this one anyway uncovers ideas in contemporary Los Angeles would have upended a lot of lore of Star Trek when it comes to First Contact. It doesn't sound like it does sound like an intriguing idea that might be more successful with fans than the final version of season 2. Probably would be. Of course, season 3 of Picard was full of connections to Star Trek lore. Survived the studio scrutiny. It's likely the nostalgia factor and the buzz repeated with the return of the TNG cast mitigated concerns. Well, let's find out more about that. Why the Jurati Bull didn't return? Because who gives a shit, right? And she looked kind of hot in the red dress. But other than that, did you see season 2?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly she went from being a mousy character to having this low cut, slinky red dress. Yeah. I was like, well, okay, then.
It was weird.
This is a step up. Also impacted by the change of the shooting schedule of the Borg storyline, where Dr. Jurati merged with the Borg Queen to form her own collective in the 21st century, which then returned to the 25th century to help Starfleet. Metalis acknowledged how this story created confusion that the Jurati Borg would have replaced the Borg collective in canon. He said that there were scenes written for the season 2 finale that would have made the difference between the two collectives clearer. Okay, so it was going to say. Jurati's Borg was there. There was a misconception that they were the Borg in general. The Borg, I don't really care. Fine. So there were their own strain of Borg. Doesn't really bother me. Jay Productions and Metalis and a group of writers split off to focus on season 3. He says that there was work done to better integrate the Jurati storyline into the 3rd season, including more additional dialogue. Okay, 1st season I'll talk about. So while Jurati Borg was the ongoing payoff for the season 2, it was never really intended a longer running thing. At the last minute, we decided there was a hole that there was going to open up and destroy, and they added in a burst of action to season 2 finale. I thought that was season 1. We had the hole in space open up and the evil robot space claws. Do you remember that? They were going to come in and kill everybody.
Yeah, I think it might have happened in both seasons. Just
probably. Oh man, those Discovery season finales were epically awful. I'm still optimistic that season 5 of Discovery never gets aired.
When's it due to start?
It's April, like a month or so away. It's like April or something. I'm like, please sell it to Paramount or sell it to Warner Brothers now.
So it's a Poundland. So it's a
make it a tax write-off. That's the way to go, right? And never have it be such. So that'd be great. So they wanted to put it into season 3, but we're way down the line. So you could say that it was guarding this thing. We did have a line on Enterprise Ethan Riker when he talks about the Borg transwarping conduit at Jupiter. That was the one that Jurati was guarding. Was a distraction. And the Queen's way of saying, go over there. Okay, fine. I don't, thank God they cut this out. Right? Truly being show up to save the finale. I'm so glad they didn't. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't. Thank God. Thank God. I haven't looked at a Trek movie for ages. I think, what's the headlines? Star Trek merch, low and decks, Moopsy plush, and Search for Spock anniversary.
That steelbook is beautiful. I love that.
Really? I don't really like steelbooks, right? They just kind of annoy me.
No, I don't own many of them because I find them quite impractical and irritating, but that artwork is lovely.
Right. Also, here, let me clean up some windows that we looked at. So I did that. We've done this. The GB News, Oscars. Oh, it's like really, who cares?
Oh, it's so dull. I was expecting to be reams of information about the Oscars.
No. Fine, I'll get to this. Have you seen Dune yet?
I haven't. No, I was going to go. I was going to go this weekend actually, and then something else came up, so I haven't been able to after all.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's have a quick look at Bounding in the comics. Man, Sydney Sweeney, she's like, the minute they put a woman-shaped woman on screen, everybody talks about her.
She is. I don't even like blondes, and I think she's gorgeous.
Oh, she's very, very hot. Yeah, I mean, we're going to tell you, it's. I would happily go and see any movie that she's in. other than
Madam Web.
Madam Web.
Well, did you hear that? Did you see this? The story about the guy who was arrested for masturbating at a screening of it.
I mean, like, honestly, we live in an age of unlimited internet porn, like literally unlimited internet porn, and he's like, "No, I'm going to clop off."
World ranking.
Yeah, really, unbelievable. Warner Brothers Discovery chief DEI offered to endorse discrimination against employees. They'll leave themselves. Actually, never mind. There was something cosmic book news that was interesting.
I saw they've made they've turned the Sentry into a disabled black woman. Yeah.
Oh, God, really?
Sentry.
But like, it's so predictable, right? It is so unbelievably predictable. So listen, I'm quite excited for the. I say the same thing every time I see you about this. I'm quite excited for the James Gunn DC universe.
I don't understand why anybody wouldn't be excited about this. It all looks fantastic.
It looks like fun. I like that they got Metamorpho.
Well, mate,
or whatever.
the same people who were complaining 5 years ago that Superman needs to be fun again. All these announcements, and they're still bitching about it.
Right. And look, honestly, it's like people are annoyed that Otis, what's the name? The one from
the henchman from Superman the movie.
Superman the movie is black. I mean, really? That's not intrinsically white role, right?
It's like complaining that the third toilet attendant to the left is now being played by a Vietnamese guy or something. It's ridiculous.
It really. And the other thing, people want to be mad that Perry White is also black. But Lawrence Fishburne also played Perry White and did a very good job, right? I think he was probably one of the best.
Yeah, he was perfectly fine. And this guy that's playing Perry White in Superman, I was under the impression that I hadn't seen him, but it turns out I had. He plays he played the boss of what's his name? The Tom Clancy, the character that Harrison Ford played in Patriot Games. They did that TV show. Jack Ryan. He plays Jack Ryan's boss in the Amazon show, and he is brilliant. If he's as good in that as he is as Perry White, I think they've cast him perfectly. That kind of role is all about a vibe. It's all about attitude. Exactly. It doesn't matter whether it's a black or white guy. Exactly. No relevance at all.
Yeah, I think Lawrence Fishburne was. I think the casting of the Snyderverse was perfect in general. I think people are just salty because they wanted more Snyderverse. Because there was a lot of lost potential. We basically lost, I would say, 2 Justice League movies, right? And on the strength of the first one, I thought it was very good. Maybe 1 Justice League movie, but we lost the Batman movie, and
that's the biggest crime that we never got. Ben Affleck's The Batman, which he'd written the script for, and he was going to direct. That
right.
Massive,
I think people are just pissed off about that, and everybody like Henry Cavill as Superman. But look, this guy looks fine, for God's sake. Okay, I agree. Yeah.
For some people, he looks too much like Henry Cavill. He's not enough like Henry Cavill. He's not. Yeah, it's what? Seriously.
Right, so let's see what his inspirations are. What was the inspiration of James Gunn's Superman? Golden Age Superman. Well, that's exciting. There's a lot of optimism in Golden Age Superman. Right, and again, I think getting back to the character being a clean-cut character, I love this idea. Right? Anything? Did he say anything about it?
Back to the very, very basics of the character.
Man, look at this! I tell you, I love Frank Quitely's artwork. Right, for me, Frank Quitely has become like such an iconic Superman artist.
I'm going to say he's better for some characters than others, but he's absolutely bang on for Superman.
Right. I love All-Star Superman, which is all Frank Quitely. Yeah, man, this is it really is a gorgeous page. Right, absolutely gorgeous page. So All-Star Superman. Okay, good. 2 good inspirations right there. Right, All-Star Superman, Pergun's first official tease. The DC, the big DCEU happening later last year. All-Star Superman was serving an inspiration. The other image from All-Star Superman 10 features Reagan, who is a teenage girl who stopped Superman from attempting to commit suicide. I don't remember that bit. Whatever. The complete 12-issue run of All-Star Superman by Morrison Quitely's collecting single trade. It's a big recommend. It's like what's it? So it's witness Man of Steel, an exciting adventure with featuring Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Bizarro, and more. Yeah, it's all. Have you ever read this?
I have, but not for long. I've got the paperback. I've got the trade paperback of it behind me because I've been meaning to reread it in the run up to the film.
Right.
I haven't read it for a while.
Yeah, it's because they're okay. Here's why they're good. It's got a lot of classic Superman in that
Elements.
Each issue is an individual episode, right? You got that beautiful artwork. Each issue, and it leans into all the classic like Bizarro and all those kind of things, right?
There's always something. I wouldn't call it a subversive run, but it just twists things ever so slightly, doesn't it? It encapsulates a particular Superman kind of either ideal or idea that is central to the longevity of the character, or that we as the readers are sort of take away from it with like the last Boy Scout kind of thing.
Right, Last Boy Scout in this kind of skewed Grant Morrison world, right? That which is like a little bit accentuated and dark. Right, but it was really great. Right, it was really, really good. Max Fleischer Superman animated series. So did he just get released on Blu-ray?
I think they have.
Yeah, this was great. I really got to check these out. By the way, in terms of comics, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I've got those Max Fleischer. I think they're in their unremastered form. They're in the big box set they put out about 10 years ago with Christopher Reeve Superman.
I got that box set.
I think they're in there.
Yeah, by the way, I'm just started reading this. Here we go. Amazon.com. Where the Body Was. Ed Brubaker and Where the Body Was. There you go. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this.
Okay, they are such a great combo, these two, right? They are absolutely. This is I only started reading on Sabbath. I'm about 60 or so pages into it. It's like a couple hundred pages long. And it's set in the 80s. It's such a great blend of narrative and character, right? The character describes the narrative and the narrative describes the character, right? And it unfolds like a China doll, right? Like a origami piece.
Is
right?
this Is this new material, or is it something?
Yeah.
Or he worked on Captain America.
Sorry,
because he obviously Brubaker went to work on Captain America, didn't he?
Right. So this is much. He also did a series called Criminal, right? This is one. Which is a great series, and that really reaches pinnacle with what's it called? Criminal Cruel Summer. Hang on, Criminal Cruel Summer, and basically it's a long. This whole series, it's about, I don't know, ran for about 10-15 years. It's all about similar. All these people know each other in these low level crimes in the early 80s. Right, okay. So you got. And it's just excellent storytelling, right? Just fantastic story. And all these are great. So all my heroes were junkies, Bad Weekend. So yeah, that's what I'm reading right now, and I'm really loving it. Man, I got too many good things to read. Anyway, Max Fleischer animated, fine. What else they got? Whatever happened to Man of Tomorrow? Oh, yeah, have you ever? This is Alan Moore's.
Yeah, I bought this. I bought this when it was published. It wasn't the very first Superman comic I ever bought, but it was when I was really into it at first, because this was the last issue before John Byrne took over with the Man of Steel, isn't it?
Right, and rebooted it, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, so this makes me feel they're really leaning into classic 70s Super Friends Superman, right? Which is all of these things so far basically is.
Yeah, there will be like these sort of creatures in the Fortress of Solitude, for example.
Right. Like, look at the all his trophies. Like, I bet we'll see stuff like that. Right. I think that's a great idea. Oh man, I love Whatever Happened to Man of Tomorrow. Superman for All Seasons. I never read this, but I heard
is this one by Tim? Yes, it is by Tim Sale. So this is the guy who went on to Marvel and did like Spider-Man Noir, didn't he?
Right. I remember. Yeah. But again, all this, like it says, a non-angsty Superman.
Yeah.
An optimistic Superman, and then, but then they decide. I guess they want to go for Kingdom Come.
There's a lot of angst in
Kingdom Superman. So you know what? I think it feels like they want a superpowered world.
Yeah.
Silver Age Superman. Yeah, if you can take all the Silver Age Superman elements and bring them into the modern day, I love super. Yeah, got Mr. Maplisnik here.
See, I accept, mate, that different people have different takes on it, and they've wanted different things over the years. But for me, as a boy growing up watching Superman movies, I always wanted Superman to exist in a world where there were other heroes and villains, and that's why in the Batman movie, when he mentions in whichever Batman film it is, when he says, "Oh, you could drive all the way to Metropolis," and you have comments like that, or they mention Gotham City, you think, it's all in the same world. And so the idea that there are going to be other superheroes in James Gunn's Superman movie, yes, that's exactly what I want. We've had film after film after film after film of both Superman and Batman essentially being in their own universes, not interacting with anybody else. Doesn't mean it has to be some sort of two-hander where you've got to pit one against the other like BVS, but just to exist in the same world as other meta-humans, I think is absolutely the way to go now.
Yeah, because there's technology basically you can do it. But like having a Silver Age world, again, that's what Frank quietly really does. And what's this? Action Comics 52. Yeah,
Morrison stuff. You see, although I couldn't take to that, I at least understood why Grant Morrison was coming at it the way that he was. It did kind of make a sort of sense when you consider that he'd done All-Star Superman.
Yeah, I think it did. Look, casting's very good. You got Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, which is perfect.
Oh yes,
I love it. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, perfect casting, right? Mr. Terrific. Here you got. That's from the Authority, the engineer. That's a cool character. Metamorpho. Jimmy Olsen, Miss Teschmacher, Eve Teschmacher. Perry White, Lex Luthor. Yeah, look, it sounds like it's going to be fun, right? It does sound like it's going to be fun. So
I'm going to say I don't see any downsides to any of that casting at all. I'm even very excited about Millie Alcock playing Supergirl. I think that could work out very well. It's a little more of a gamble because she's an unknown quantity to a great many people, and she's such an interesting actress to what you cannot. Remember House of the Dragon? Everything that she was doing, she was captivating.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right, I do agree with you. I don't like they taking the script from what's it called again?
The Tom King book from a couple of years ago.
But I'll go into it with open mind. I'll see what the first thing is. I'll go into it with open mind. Lindsay Lohan rumored for Marvel. No, I mean what? That's maybe 15, 20 years ago. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Angel Studios I like a lot. Star Wars Acolyte trailer claimed to be on the way. This just seems to get worse. The more we hear about it, the worse it seems to get.
Yeah, there's no way I'm watching that.
Mandalorian season 4 cancelled. That would make a lot of sense. Look, Disney and Star Wars is in disarray. They have they just no idea what's going on. Right, live action Bambi. Oh, for goodness sake, really? Daisy Ridley Star Wars still not finished. Yeah, how are you going to pour perfume on that pig? Really? Mass Effect coming. I kind of fell out of Superman and Lois halfway through last season. I love. Did you watch Peacemaker?
I didn't know. I don't know why. Because I'll probably enjoy this.
Oh my god! It's probably one of James Gunn's best things.
So, because I'm a DC guy, really, and John Cena, and I quite like John Cena too. I've never been a big fan of the Peacemaker. I will watch this. I'll certainly make an effort to watch this year. I know that Gunn has said it's not going to be canon to his new DC universe, but season 2 will be. Do you think? Well, I'd still kind of like to see season 1.
It's so worth it, right? It's redneck superheroes. And John Cena does a great job, and James Gunn does a great job building a very layered, stupid character with Peacemaker. But he's like when you go inside who he is, and they strip each layer of the character, he gets more sympathetic and more interesting. and his world is just fantastic. And the casting is also very.
Oh,
very
I think I'll probably order that. I'll get the Blu-ray of it or something. I think could be.
If you have HBO, if you have Max in England, it's worth a month subscription to get that. Okay, are you interested in this movie, Damsel?
Yes, yes, I think this looks
quite good. So it got the audience score is good. Fine, I will go. That the audience score is good, and the critic score is low. It means it's probably a good movie.
Yeah, I think this looks like a laugh. I think it looks almost like an 80s movie. It looks fun.
Yeah. It seemed a bit female empowerment, but listen, look, frankly, I quite like Millie Bobby Brown. She's been good in most things I've seen. I like the Godzilla movies. By the way, did you see Godzilla -1?
No, not yet. Again, as I said before, if I can get it dubbed, I will watch it. If I've got to read it, I'm not interested.
You said. I did a trailer reaction to the Fallout TV show, which looks very good.
And my son's a massive fan of the Fallout games. He's looking forward to that.
Right, so it might get me to play the game because it looks so good. So I am up and interested for that. Fine, let's have a look at Bleeding Fall. Marvel tries to give away inclusion and diversity focused digital content. We don't want you. Go away. Netflix takes a leap of faith with Testament, the story of Moses. Look, that just leads into my my wheelhouse, baby. What? Netflix is adventuring a 3-part series portrays Moses from the journey from confronting Egypt. When's this coming out? I'll do a trailer reaction next show. Okay.
Are they going to woke up Moses now?
God, I hope not.
Is Moses going to be a drag queen?
Oh God, I'm probably going to hate it. Fine, nothing's going on. What do you have coming up this week?
What do we have coming up this week? We have stuff coming up this week, which is just coming together right now, in fact. So I can't say. The only real way to find out and to not miss anything is to subscribe to Type 40 on YouTube. And then you'll get all the notifications. If you're clever, you should probably know how to do that by now. If you want to have a look, we've got this. This is up now from the last few days. We went large with this. With our mate Tony from the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. He came on.
Okay. You talked about this on your main show, and I didn't go and watch it. How are they like? Can you just give me like the bullet points or like what they're doing? How
no, because I can't remember.
It's like I don't know. Like, it's interesting. What do you do with the appreciation?
Well, we recorded this nearly a week ago, and we dropped it a few days ago, so I can't actually remember. But it's a revolutionary idea about the Appreciation Society. And Tony's great company, and he answers all the questions I think that anybody could possibly have out there, whether you used to be a member years ago and you think you'd never join again, or whether you're a member now and you think, what's this mean for me? Tony talks about it all on that.
You've talked me into watching it. Because I'm thinking, like, in the age of, like, social media, appreciations, like, we just don't need them the way we used to, right?
And
by the way,
Tony is more than aware of that, and that's why they've made this set of changes. It's a good lean conversation that we have as well. It's about an hour and a quarter, something like that. And Tony even springs a couple of questions on us too, so that's worth it to watch me squirm on that. And then there's the live stream too. If you didn't catch that, obviously it was a really slow news week last week, but we still went with some
2.5 hours without blinking. I think it's nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, we had some fun, and Jack came in and told us about his time at the Comic Con thing in London, and Simon did a fantastic Doctor Who diary, and there was lots of other silliness as well. We enjoyed one another's company on that for a couple of hours.
Honestly, you should publish one. I've been really thinking of taking my thumbnails and making a calendar out of it, right? And then, but I got to find stuff to put on all the dates, like genre related stuff.
Yeah.
Or like Nicola Bright's birthday. Yeah. the day the...
Is he gone? Can you hear me? Can you hear the Rabbi? Can you hear anybody? The clock is still ticking. The seconds are still drifting by everybody. But I can't hear the rabbi. He must still be here, isn't he? Looks like the rabbi's gone, everybody, but it just leaves, I can rave on about my pet Zygon here on the show. No Zygons were hurt, of course, in the recording of this edition of Type 40 Live, but we do get into as much as we can in a slow news week. What else was the rabbi saying? Oh, I'm sure he'll be back in another couple of minutes. Dance, Dan, dance. Yeah, so it is a funny time. It is a funny time in the Hooniverse, without a doubt. But if you can sort of poke your nose into some nooks and crannies, I'm sure you'll find something. What have we got in the live chat? Yes, I can't click on the comments, unfortunately, but it does say that the rabbi is frozen in time again. It's probably where he does the least damage, isn't it? Yeah, Nabil Shaban's got him. I think that's where it could be. Tap dance, Dan. Oh, tap dance. Yeah, I can't dance. Well, I can dance, but I can't. I can dad dance. That doesn't count. I'm not going to do the dance. Carry on, Dan, says PD Rich. And tap dance, Dan. So it's all about the footwork, isn't it, with you lot? All about the footwork. Well, I think he's probably seeing Shooting Out where they're clicking his fingers and promising a bit of clickbait there. Yeah, I think you could be right. What else have we got here? A stick with Fallout 3, says 88-bit Sync Boy. And Problem Being says, a shame she looks like Pob. Who's that? Who looks like Pob? The Sodor engines. Hello, Sodor. I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, we need another gimmick to copy Marvel. Oh, you're talking about the DC movies there. I don't know. I mean, they've employed, at the end of the day, they've employed James Gunn, haven't they? And if you employ James Gunn, you want him to make a James Gunn movie. You don't necessarily want him to make a Marvel film. In fact, I think that's why, if you remember, Marvel fired him. I think that by the time Guardians 3 came out, in the MCU, you had got a kind of two-pronged universe where there were James Gunn movies and there were Marvel movies. And that's why the sort of never the twain shall meet, or certainly not for the foreseeable future. Always good to see you. Thank you very much, 88. These are tough times for all genre fandoms. They are. In some ways, I think what's happening is that we're making our own entertainment and making it. The longer that they continue to cock things up or tread water, make silly decisions, the better we are getting at making our own material. Whether it's films, whether it's comic books, whatever it is. Mark Milford asks, Dan, what comic work have you done? I have never done any proper comic strip work. I've been a storyboard artist on commercials, mainly on advertising, and I've done lots of animation too as a storyboard artist. I've done, the only sequential work I've done has tended to be promotional stuff for... should I tell you? I've worked on DC Thompson characters for the Beano and the Dandy. I've worked on stuff that ties into the Spice Girls brand, believe it or not. I go back that far. That was some of my first sequential work. Tended to be promotional comic strips that I worked on, and characters involving the Cadbury brand. So I worked on all the Cadbury stuff, and I used to do comic strips that would go in with selection boxes and fun packs and things like that. So I've never worked on a mainstream comic line or comic brand like that. I've done some commission stuff. Great to see you live on a Sunday. Hello, Rabbi. Hello, Retro.Gary Akers. The storyboarding was the stuff I enjoyed the most, I did the most of, particularly when I've done the character design for whatever it was I was working on. I worked on the Power Rangers as well. Did that for quite a while. But that was sequential work, but it tended to be for promotional merchandise or when they'd got tie-ins with confectionery. Because that's the line that I worked in, mostly confectionery. Come on, send us some more questions. The Rabbi says, internet slowly rebooting, so you've got to listen to Dan. I know. Yeah, so let me know where any of you, a message from beyond. The Rabbi is still out there. Yeah, I've DC Thompson, his boo, says, well, DC Thompson and Warner Brothers. I did some stuff for Warner Brothers as well. So tying comics to Yosemite Sam. I did a lot of Yosemite Sam and the Bugs Bunny stuff. Tasmania. That's how I did that, because I worked on, I don't know if they've still got them, but Cadbury used to have a line of bars connected to, they used to call it the Taz bar, the Tasmanian Devil character from Warner Brothers. So I went from working from Cadbury's to working for Warner Brothers. Dan, would you do an art-based podcast show? I probably would, Mark. I don't know what people would want of one, to tell you the truth, and it would be a bit like a busman's holiday. I think I'd consider it. Well, this is why I've talked to a couple of artists on the on Type 40 on the podcast a few weeks ago, just before Christmas. I had Christopher Jones on, and I've always loved Christopher Jones, his work in comics and the stuff that he's done in animation. So if you've ever seen Young Justice on Netflix, Christopher Jones has worked on that brand quite extensively and the comics. So I was thrilled to talk to him. And when I spoke to Chris Akaleos, obviously, and people like that. I mean, Chris wasn't a sequential artist, but he loved comics as well. So how many times did I speak to Chris? I think we spoke 3 or 4 times because we were setting up other shows. But the one time it was Chris Akaleos geeking out to me about Jack Kirby, which is I'll always treasure that. Can we have a retrospective of your work? Would you be interested in that, Mark? I don't know. Oh, maybe. I remember those Taz bars. I used to work on the Pogs as well. Do you remember Pogs? The little sort of cardboard circles things that you would you'd play some sort of game. They'd all stack up, wouldn't they? And they had cartoon characters on them. That was a real challenge because you've got, obviously it's a circular area and you've got to illustrate it and have the story kind of connect. So that was, so you could call that sequential. It just wasn't panel to panel sort of comic strip art. Suffering Succotash, says Darren M. Don't suffer my succotash. Oh, them things. Yes, ask me some artwork questions. Alf Pogs. He's the bloke who used to run the off license in Cradley Heath High Street. Alf Pogs, I think that was his name. Good stuff. Them things. Yeah, let me know if anybody would like to see and hear more talk of artwork. But this is why I was interested in the stuff that the Rabbi's done in the past as well.
Hello. 45 minutes later, I come back.
Talk of the devil.
That took me forever.
What happened? I thought Nabil Shaban had got you. I thought he flicked.
Oh, listen. He's a little diva. What can I tell you? You gotta watch out for Nabil Shaban, especially when he's riled.
His tail. Yes, I'm sure he'll get over it in due course. Yes, I thought it was a decent review myself.
I thought so too. I thought, you should hear me when I'm not being nice about you.
It was damning. Did you see all the comments as well? I don't. This bloke's a real rabbi.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, really? Actually.
Oh, well, you've made it back. Happy to have you back to your channel.
Fine. Now I'm back. I can go. I was thinking about going, fine, I'm going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. And the internet went out. I'm like, really? What can I tell you?
Nearly 7:30. Can't quite believe it. 7:30 in Britain. Where's it? What time is it where you are, mate?
It's 9:20. When the clock's changed for you? Is it tomorrow night or tonight?
No, it's soon. When is it, everybody? Let me know in the comments. I've got a clue.
I think it's tonight.
Is it tonight? I think it's usually a Saturday night, but I could be wrong.
But America changed yesterday.
Since they've done it all automated, so obviously your smartphones, the times on those, they change automatic.
March 31st is when it changes.
A couple of weeks' time. We've still got a little while.
There you go. It always messes me up though with StreamYard and Twitter and having them all sync up at the right time zone. Anyway, I see my internet's looking dodgy again. I'm gonna hang up my Spurs. I'm gonna say good night, good luck, and may your God be with you. Hit the end broadcast button.